Skip-de-skip, whoop-de-woo. It's another week and it's time for some more picks. Isn't that exciting? Yee-haw! Last week was kind of the week I had been waiting for. I knew it had to come eventually, if nothing but for sheer dumb luck. And it did come. 13-2 picking winners, 9-6 against the spread. So for the season, starting to come up a little bit. Hopefully things are starting to regulate themselves out. Don't like that the past couple of years. I really started off crappy the first month plus and then starts to kind of balance out a little bit. So nonetheless, trying to get back at it again this week and have another good week of picks. And as always, you're welcome to go against me in the comment section below. Started off well with the Thursday night game. Picked the 49ers to win, but said the Cardinals were going to cover the 10.5 point spread, and they did. Now transitioning over to the early Sunday games. We got the London game. Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the Texans facing the Jaguars. The Texans are small, 1-point favorites here. I actually like the Jags to be here because they have more familiarity, more comfort level with playing in London. They know what to expect. They know how to prepare for this week. I like the Jags and Minshew Magic going overseas and winning this game, so give me Jacksonville plus the 1. The Redskins travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. The Bills, not surprisingly, are big 10-point favorites coming off of that bad loss last week at home to the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, the Redskins suck. I'll take the Bills minus the 10, even though that is a pretty big spread. It's actually one of the biggest spreads of the week, but I'll still take the Bills. The Vikings travel to Kansas City to take on Patrick Mahomes or Matt Moore and the Kansas City Chiefs. As of the time of this recording, I don't really know who the starter is going to be. I really wonder if Mahomes is going to try and play. Less than 2 weeks after dislocating his kneecap. That's crazy. It's amazing. Stood! So looking at this game, the Vikings are favored right now, but you'd imagine if Mahomes ends up playing, the line's going to shift a little bit more. Money would move towards Kansas City, probably get close to a pick-em. I like the Chiefs here. Thought they played pretty well last week against Green Bay without Mahomes. I would expect them to be able to play well against the Vikings here and figure out a way to get it done this week, and especially if Mahomes comes back. The Jets traveling to Miami to play the Dolphins in a game I don't think anybody's going to want to watch, especially the fans of the Jets and the Dolphins. Good Lord. Ugh. The Jets are favored by 3. I really want Miami to win one game. Don't take the winless season away from the 2008 Detroit Lions and the 2017 Cleveland Browns. Please don't take that away from them. But I will take the Jets to win this week. Jets minus 3. The Bears travel to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Oh boy, it's a revenge game for the Bears. The team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year, and they are absolutely horrendously positioned to try and exact some revenge this go-round. The Bears have lost 3 games in a row. They're a mess. Their offense is a mess. Trubisky is terrible. Nagy doesn't know what the hell he's doing as a play caller. Taking on an Eagles team that got a much-needed get-right win over the Bills last week on the road. It was really important. It was a season-saving moment, a season-saving win for that Eagles team. It really, really was. And the Eagles are favored by 4. You could have made the argument, even though there's some similarity in record, that the Eagles could have been favored by more. Because you're pretty much just saying you're giving them 3 points for home field advantage plus just a tad bit more. And they're probably a little bit better than the Bears at this point in time, if you had to be completely honest. I will pick the Bears to win in an upset plus the 4 because the one thing they maybe have going for them is that they're going to want to beat Philadelphia so bad, and they're going to be so focused on Philadelphia that maybe they'll figure out a way to get the stink out of their mouth from the past 3 games. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears end up losing this game by 2 touchdowns or maybe even 3. But I'll take the Bears just to be a little contrarian. The Colts travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. I'll take the Colts plus the 1. The Titans travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Looks like Cam Newton's not coming back anytime soon, so Panthers fans, whether you like it or not, you are still stuck with Kyle Allen. And that's not the worst thing in the world, let's be honest. One bad game against a really good 49ers defense should not automatically ruin the guy in your mind. I'll take the Panthers minus the 3.5. The late Sunday games, the Lions travel to Oakland to take on the Raiders. The Raiders being a decent team this year. They're not great, but they're competitive, and they got a chance in the playoffs. I'll take the Raiders minus the 2.5. The Buccaneers travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. How many picks is Jameis Winston going to throw this time? Hard to know with the Seahawks how they're going to handle the Bucs and Mike Evans. I like the Seahawks to win, but I do like Tampa to cover the 5-point spread. The Broncos travel to Denver to take on the Browns travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. Joe Flacco is out, which you might argue potentially upgrades that Broncos offense. But maybe at some point in time, the Cleveland Browns are actually going to figure it out this year. It's not likely because their coach sucks. And they're making Baker into a bust really, really quickly. But this week, what the hell? I'll show them some unfounded confidence. Give me the Browns minus the 4. And then the Packers travel to Los Angeles to take on a Chargers team coming off of a gifted victory last week by the Chicago Bears. The Packers come into this game as 3-point favorites. It's not like it's really tough to play on the road against the Chargers because you're going to have as many of your own fans there as anything else. It just happens to be a little inconvenient, a little bit of ways away from home. And that's about it. That said, it feels like the Packers are due for a little bit of a letdown here at some point. I still, in the grand scheme of things, don't know if I'm fully bought into them or fully convinced in what they're doing. Again, I need an upset here, so let me give the Chargers plus the 3, and I'll live to regret it. The Sunday night game, hopefully it will be a good one. The Patriots travel to Baltimore to take on Lamar Jackson in the first place in the AFC North, Baltimore Ravens. Get to see Bill Belichick try to game plan against Lamar Jackson in that Ravens running game. That should be a lot of fun. This is one of those games that you look at it and you say, this might be the toughest opponent by far that the Patriots have faced so far, and that is probably true. But they're more than 3 points better than the Ravens right now, you got to think. I'll take the Patriots minus the 3. And then the Monday night matchup, because, of course, if it's a Dallas game, it's either going to be in the 4:25 Eastern Sunday slot, the Sunday night game, or the Monday night game. Can't ever do anything else with them. Dallas travels to New York to take on Daniel Jones and the Giants. I like the Cowboys to win here and they're 7-point favorites. I like them to win, but I do like the Giants to cover plus the 7 at home. But again, I don't know how confident I feel in that. So those are my picks this week. We'll see how we do. 13-2 last week, though. Felt pretty good about that one. I'm going to pat myself on the back.